Don't ruin your dream trip by making these 8 passport mistakes. A passport is one of the most important travel documents. If you don't have it, you can't travel internationally. And if you have any of these 8 passport mistakes, you could have some serious problems when you try to use it. In fact, these mistakes could ruin your entire trip. So make sure to watch this video before you travel. I'll make sure to leave a timestamp in the comment section below, so you can easily find the mistake that applies to you. Mistake number 1 is not having a passport at all. You need a passport to enter another country. Without it, you won't be able to board the plane. It doesn't matter if you're flying to Mexico or Mongolia, you need a passport. But many people don't have one because they only travel domestically. A few months ago, a family tried to board a cruise in Miami, Florida, but they weren't allowed to because they didn't have passports. The State Department estimates that 13 million Americans are passport-free. That's more than the population of Ohio. Not having a passport isn't an option. You should apply for one right away. There are expedited options available. Mistake number 2 is not checking the expiration date. Many countries require your passport to be valid for at least 6 months from the date you enter. So check the expiration date and renew it if necessary. I once had a traveler tell me, "I thought my passport would be fine because it never expires." Well, that's not true. Passports do expire. In fact, they expire every 5 years. If your passport has expired, you're out of luck. You can't use it to travel. The good news is, you can renew your passport by mail fairly easily. Mistake number 3 is not getting a visa when required. Some countries don't require a visa, but many do. A visa is a small piece of paper that allows you to enter a country. You can usually get it at the airport when you land, but sometimes you have to apply for it in advance. For example, if you want to visit Cuba, you must get a Cuban visa before you travel. There are several different types of visas, and each one has different requirements. Make sure to check what's needed before you go. If you don't get the proper visa, you won't be allowed to board the plane. In some cases, you'll be sent back at your own expense. Mistake number 4 is not making a copy of your passport. When you travel, always make a copy of your passport's front and back page. Keep one copy with you and leave another copy with someone you trust, like a family member. If your passport is stolen or lost, you'll need to make a police report and get a copy of that too. Having a copy of your passport will speed up the process of getting a replacement passport. You can also take a photo of the pages with your cell phone. If you lose your phone, make sure you have the photos backed up to the cloud. Mistake number 5 is not knowing the photo requirements. Passport photos can be expensive, but you can save money by taking the proper documentation to a drugstore, like Walgreens or CVS. They will take your photo and make sure it meets the requirements. If you don't use a drugstore, make sure you know the photo requirements. The photo must be 2 inches by 2 inches. The photo must be in color, and the photo must be taken within the last 6 months. Also, don't make the common mistake of wearing glasses in your passport photo. Mistake number 6 is not using the right passport for the trip. Some people have more than one passport. For example, they may have a US passport and a Canadian passport. If you have dual citizenship, you can use either passport to enter a country. However, you may need a special visa if you use one of the passports. But you won't qualify for visa-free travel if you use the other passport. For example, Canadians can visit Japan without a visa for tourism for up to 90 days. But if you have a US passport, you must get a visa before entering Japan. So make sure you check what type of passport you need before booking your trip. Mistake number 7 is not signing your passport. When you receive your passport, sign it immediately. Sign it on the signature line on the bottom of the photo page. Some people make the mistake of writing inside their passport. Don't do that. Only sign where it says signature. Mistake number 8 is not putting your address in your passport. Fill out the address in your passport completely. Some people make the mistake of putting just their city and state or just their country. Don't do that. Put your full address, including your zip code. And if you're married, put your spouse's name on the line next to your name. Now that you know the 8 passport mistakes to avoid, it's time to plan your next trip. Travel safe, and we'll see you in the next one. If you found Travel Bets for You helpful, please like, share with a friend who has a trip coming up. Let's help everyone travel smarter. Also, subscribe to the channel for more essential travel tips you won't find in guidebooks.